If you're one of the tens of thousands of door-to-door pros making the move into life insurance, there are a few key things you need to consider before you plant your flag. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through 5 core pillars that every serious builder should be evaluating. You're gonna wanna make sure to watch this video before you plant your flag with any captive agency or IMO in the insurance space. Leads, ownership/exit strategy, recruiting, lifestyle/branding, and training. Captive agencies love to use recruiting tactics rooted in fear that steer you away from looking at the brokerage world by painting this picture of being forced to buy leads, racking up rolled up debt, and chasing some fantasy about building a book of business that never actually gets acquired. Then they turn your attention towards free leads. Let me be clear, I'm not saying free leads are a bad way to get started, especially if you're newer to sales and grinding your way to your first 10K, 15, even 20K month. But here's the trap. You're dialing on leads that were already hammered during a push month by the top dogs, the ones writing the most business. And now the only way you move up is by figuring out a way to squeeze sales out of exhausted, aged out leads that have already been called a dozen times. That's the game. It's not built for new agents to win. It's built to keep the top $1 million earners protected. The agency owns the leads, the CRM, and often the carrier contracts. That means you don't just work with them, you work for them. Say goodbye to independence and get used to playing politics for leads. Don't ask about comp, don't ask about ownership, just be grateful you're getting leads. That's the culture. The leads are hush money for bigger questions you're not supposed to ask. The truth is, if you depend on someone else for your leads, you're not in business for yourself. You're just waiting for permission to grow. You can't actually recruit up. You can't attract top tier closers or real entrepreneurs because those people don't want to be capped. They don't want to play politics. They would rather control their destiny. At Kumquat Life, we're blending the best of both worlds. Brokerage level ownership with captive level support. New agents get access to free leads while they build confidence without sacrificing commissions or control. You own your book of business from day one. No contracts, no comp cuts, just a smarter way to start. Kumquat Life has been blessed to create strong partnerships and has brought the best lead gen in-house that's already producing $8 to $9 million a month in premium. Now, here's what you need to watch out for. Some IMOs are profiting more off lead gen than overrides. They buy age leads for $1 to $5 a pop, then sell them to agents for $30, $40, sometimes even $50 or more, especially to rookies who don't know better. Rookies don't realize that exclusive doesn't mean untouched. It's exclusive to you today. Most agents don't know how to trace the source or age of a lead, so it's easy to keep them in the dark. Next, we're gonna talk about ownership with an exit strategy. When you're just starting out, please make sure to do your own research. People will steer you away from asking about ownership, from even considering the possibility of owning your book of business and having that book eventually acquired by a private equity firm. But I encourage you to look into it for yourself. It's actually very possible. Even smaller agencies doing just $500,000 in EBITDA have been acquired for multiples, so why not you? Now, of course, if you join a captive agency or build with a company where you don't own your book, where you're not vested day one, and where residuals aren't yours, then yeah, that outcome's most definitely off the table. Also, be mindful of bigger IMOs offering stock options. I've seen this a lot in solar, and truthfully, in a private company, stock options are only worth the paper they're printed on, if that. So my advice is simple. Build somewhere that gives you a clear path to a cash acquisition. That's all I'll say on this for now. Now let's talk about recruiting. The first billionaire in America, J. Paul Getty, once said, "I'd rather earn 1% off of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts." If you want real leverage, you've got to build a team. In solar, I spent 5 years helping build the biggest installer in the country. A lot of people were drawn to my work ethic, energy, and results and wanted to build with me, but they were already with the same installer. All we could do was high five at events and support each other from afar. Looking back, I'd rather have been in a ground floor opportunity where when people were drawn to my success, I could actually partner with them. So when tens of thousands of door-to-door professionals all flood into the same company at the same time, you start competing for the same recruits and lose out on really good talent. Wealth is built when you plant your flag in an opportunity where you are able to leverage your entire network and help taproot their entire network because nobody is already in. That's how you position yourself to scale and win. Now let's talk about lifestyle. Lifestyle isn't just for attraction marketing. At Kumquat, we're passionate about showing people how to live life on a different level. Our mission is to inspire people as they go on Kumquat experiences and see the world, create lifelong memories, gain access to coaching and mentorship that helps them experience breakthroughs and unlocks the next level in their business. We all know that massive action comes from belief, and belief is built from experiences, from references, from seeing more, so you're inspired to do more, attract more, and become more. So yes, lifestyle is powerful for attraction marketing, but it's also necessary to ignite something within you and your team. It gives you a reason to push harder, to stay committed, to remember what you're really playing for. And here's another key piece. Lifestyle used correctly helps you build your personal brand. It gives you leverage and credibility in the marketplace. It helps you recruit, build a team, and grow your influence. And that's more important now than ever, because as AI gets bigger, there's going to be a natural demand for the human touch. People will crave real people and real voices and real leaders. Your personal brand will become your greatest asset. But here's the reality. Most of the industry isn't talking about it. There's a massive gap in coaching, mentorship, and tools for agents and agencies to build a brand that stands out. And that's where Kumquat comes in. We're already best in class at creating these experiences. When people feel alive, seen, and inspired, they build faster, they lead stronger, attract more, and become magnetic. And lastly, let's talk about training. A big reason for our massive growth and success in solar, which led to over $1 billion in cumulative sales, was daily live Zoom trainings. And I highly encourage you, wherever you decide to plant your flag, make sure there are systems and processes in place that include daily live Zooms taught by top 1% producers, actual 7-figure earners, people who are still actively writing $100,000 plus a month in premium. That is going to be crucial, especially as you go out and recruit and start building your team. Because you don't just want to bring people in, you want to plug them into a winning culture that emphasizes quality production over hype. That kind of environment doesn't just grow businesses, it duplicates leaders. In summary, make sure you evaluate these 5 key pillars. Do your own research. There's no need to rush anything. Starting and positioning yourself to cash in on the insurance wave will pay huge dividends on the back end if you start correctly with the right foundation, where you actually own your book of business and have an exit in mind. We're on a mission to march to $1 billion together, to create a ton of success stories, to protect a ton of families, and we have a clear target of a future cash acquisition. This is why you should consider building with us. If you see what I saw, feel the way I felt, welcome to Kumquat Life. Let's build together.